Hey guys, welcome back. Yeah, we're gonna be continuing to move forward with the hair groom that I've set up. Um, so it's been a couple of days since my last stream. I think about a week or so. Um, but yeah, last time I think I kind of got a little bit of a better idea about how I want to achieve Inuyasha's hair. And what I had done was I had sectioned off the scalp. Well, first of all, I created a scalp uh, based on the original head geometry. Isolated the head, selected the scalp area, subdivided. So I did that. I used the topple tool to basically retopologize the scalp, and then I mirrored it, and then used the fuse node to bind it together. And I used a bunch of group nodes and some color nodes to individually section off uh, areas of the scalp. So you have the nape, temples, the crown, and the fringe of Inuyasha's head. Uh, let's see what I did here. And last time I decided that I want to incorporate these guide processes for uh, for certain effects on the hair in a certain order. So the first thing I wanted to do was define a proper lift for the hair, um, and I've added multiple nodes for the lift based on the scalp zone. I did the same thing with the length, so now I can let me see, at the nape, I can, if I just do one of these, that's very long. I can now define the hair. Uh, in a zone at a time. This is kind of messed up, so I'm just going to undo that. Cool. But yeah, the good thing about this is that it gives me individual control of each zone. So I feel like this way I will better be able to get this sorted out. Probably have to fix this area back here in a minute. Um, but yeah, that's the idea. And I'm going to use the guide grooms or the guide processes for those kind of operations. But I decided last time that there is going to be a certain level of manual manipulation um, of the hair guides, which is what these guide groom nodes are for. And I've done something similar where I've sectioned them off individually based on the scalp zone, so I'll be able to groom each part separately, and hopefully that'll give me enough control to kind of see what I'm doing and make sure that I am getting the look that I actually want. And then I have a few more nodes over here that define things like a bit of a bend, and I have a global node here just to create a small, very small level of frizz. So I've done that in the last video. But this video, I know I wanted to. Alright, I wanted to find some kind of a setup for these nodes so I can define an attribute mask for each scalp zone for the lift and everything else, the length and so on. Okay, so I guess I got that's something that I have to figure out. But first things first, I want to figure out what is happening in this area over here. And it might take a little bit for me to kind of get back in the swing of figuring this out again. And oh, my dog is right under my feet, so he is joining me for the stream today. Right now it's 11:30. I kind of wanna I don't want to stay up too late. I mean it's already late, so right, it is what it is. I'll stay on for at most an hour, and then I gotta get some sleep. Um, yeah. Okay. So gotta figure out what's happening here. So I do recall, yeah, that I had set up a guide collision node here. Am I templating something? I feel like I must be templating something. Yep, there we go. That's why. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so I have that. Okay, so let's see. So something's going on here at the very least. So how do I adjust this to get what I want? So this is the lift. Do I just can I just increase the lift? There's an option somewhere. I just can't remember where it was. What maybe it was the guide grooms. Yeah, something here that but this wouldn't be exactly relevant, at least right at that point in the node graph. Um, yeah, but I remember clicking on this parameter here, and what it allowed me to do was while this was checked off, it allowed me to move the guides through the through the scalp, and with it checked on, I was able to get the same collisions again. Which again, I thought, I guess that our collisions would be mostly handled by the guide collision or guide collider node over here, but I guess it does that on a certain level with the guide grooms, just directly on the scalp without needing VDB, I guess. Although you can input it here too, so that is interesting. Actually, to be honest, we might need to do that as well, just because again the VDB it doesn't come from the scalp; it comes from the entire head altogether. So when using the guide rooms, I do want an amount of collision, so that way I know I'm not going past like the characters like eyebrows or anything like that. You know, so maybe I should just do that now, just to make sure I got that going. I just wonder, do I have any other VDB? So hang on, let me just make this. I want to stay as organized as I can. Is it dark purple? Yeah, I think it was a dark purple. So yeah, so I'm just going to copy that. Yeah, I'm going to bring it down. Jesus. Okay, there we go. That's better. I'll do this. That, do that, and I will do that. Cool. So that'll give me some level of collision there. For the rest of the stuff, well, again, I am still wondering. Hmm, you know what? Let me see how the guide grooms will interact afterwards, and if I need to, I'll do that. Okay, but yeah, now what I want to do is figure out what's happening here. So, what can I play around with? Is it the lift? Is it the curve? How does that look? Well, yeah, right now, to be honest, I'm just kind of winging it and I'm just playing with the collision, hoping that it'll get me something useful. Although that does seem to be affecting everywhere else, actually, so maybe let's revert that to defaults. But again, actually, the lift does affect it. Can I increase the lift a bit? Well, no, I have to get it past the collision first. So, let me just see if I bring it down here, if everything's still good. Yeah, I mean, everything's poking out. Again, over here is a little bit strange. And it seems like it's curving out. I want to know why. Like, there's a seam down here. Why? You see? Could it be the guides that's affecting it? Interesting. Maybe it does have something to do with the guides. So let me take a look at what's happening here. Am I using the live guides actually? I think I am. Maybe I should redraw these actually. You know what? Maybe I should redraw these. It's a new scalp mesh and it may be doing some weird things. So So let's tackle this one step at a time. I'm gonna hit enter, and I'm going to draw. Actually, I kind of want my four panel thing going on again. And I will put this top front. I'll just put this to like right viewport. Wow. I wonder if a back, like, is there a back viewport? Yeah, this might help to be honest too. And two, three, and we'll do something like this. Yeah, more. You know what? Let me redo that. Maybe do a little better. Okay. We'll do something like that. Okay, I guess good enough there. Just kind of do one more. Like this. I'll do something like that. And yeah, I guess that seems reasonable. I wonder what these two are trying to do. Anyways, all right, let's clear this. How do I do that? think that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to create like these things going on here. Maybe like that. Okay. Just as a reference, I'm listening to Back to the Future, uh, Part 3, or yeah, Back to the Future 3 in the background. It was meant to, just for my dog Milo to watch, but he's sleeping at my feet now, so that's okay. Okay. All right. So let me actually do something here in the back. So again, this doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical either. I mean, it's hair. What hair is perfectly symmetrical? Anyways, let's see how this does. So we hit the resample. We do that. Uh, well, here I'm using the live caches anyway. So I mean, let's just work with that and see what that gets us. And we do the guide advect, and then let me exit out. So that's the flow that I'm getting. I do collisions. I wonder if I should do the guide collisions after the lift. Maybe I should do that. Now that I think about it. Yeah, you know what? Let's move this. At the very least, after the lift. Just because, again, Strange. I don't get it. I don't know why it's splitting off like that. I'm not using a guide in it anywhere, so it's not like a flow thing. It's not like the hair is being blown by like an imaginary wind. You know what I mean? And like if I'm trying to add curves, but like that's not working either. So okay, if it's not the curves, it's not the guide. It's not the guide advect. Oops. So there. Okay, so it's not the guide advect. So it has to be the lift or something. Type move points. I'm not using a mask either, at least not now. Something is going on here. What is happening? I wonder what normals look like. Sorry, I'm just taking a quick minute. Sorry about that. Just need a few minutes. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. It's really weird. It's really weird. it's not even like happening at the point of like not necessarily happening at a point that's fusing. Could be something else. Could be okay if I just display the guides. Even if I just display the guides, yeah, something is happening. So what's happening? I got my skin being inputted. I've got no start guides to go in. Like this is generating my guides. Scatter on surface. I just had a thought on whether or not I should have a guides per scalp zone, but I think that's a bit excessive to be honest. Density map. Where is this coming from? Does this even exist anymore? Oh, this doesn't exist anymore. Attributes, thickness, width. At some point, actually, what I want to do is change the width of this because there should be variation in the width as it goes along the guide curve. Um, so at some point I'll change this, but not right now. Okay, so I'm gonna use no override there. Limit to bounding box. No. Prune. No. Use guides. I don't have any original guides. Clump ID for direction. Segments 5. I might have to increase this eventually once I grow out the hair. Actually, yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. Oh, I mean, I have a resample anyway, so I mean. What is it? Is it like normals or something? If I display this, what's happening with my normals? Like everything's fine, everything is facing out. Guide weights. ID. Yeah, no, it doesn't have to do with that. Scatter on surface. I don't want to scatter per point because that's just. Well, I mean, at least this gives me like. Why is it that all of a sudden. Is it point normals? Not primitive normals that are like messing up? Jesus. Yeah, I mean, point normals seem generally okay, as far as I can tell. I mean, nothing too out of the ordinary. So, like, I don't get it. Do not understand what's happening here. Appearance, thickness, switch attribute transfer. Is there an attribute that's like coming through that shouldn't be? color be affecting it or something? I don't know. Okay. CD is on the what? Primitive. So try that. I mean, no, it hasn't done anything. Wait a second. Where is this coming from? Fur direction. That's why. Something. Where is this coming in then? Skin. Skin is coming from here. Fur direction is coming from the head here. Oh, wait. Is it coming from the guides here? What's that? Okay, hang on. Properties. Something may be happening here. Basic guy for direction. Hmm. Well, I mean that did fix an issue there. The name of a vector attribute on the skin. Well, what happens if I visualize that? So, can I? Nope. And what is this on? Yeah, I mean, what does this serve me? Marker, color. Let's do a marker. Actually, you know what? Let's do yeah, let's do a marker. Let's do. Can I do a point trail? And the attribute. Any other way to visualize this? Index. That's interesting. Yeah, so it's fur direction that's dictating this. So fur direction is causing like some weird stuff happening. Am I not just able to get it to like go towards the normals? Side weights, random points. Well, okay, so it's fur directions that's dictating the direction of the guide grooms, which is kind of obvious, but I'm wondering how it's being determined. So let's check it out. So hang on, before we do anything, that's disabled. Okay, so let's just check out the documentation. That's not the orientation. Uh, where the hell is this? Guide properties. Guide properties. Is there any mention of direction? Okay, initial direction attributes. Jeez. Jeez, I'm tired. Generate guide curves with the segment count, length, segment length. Can I use the normals instead? Skin attributes. Can I? Are the normals an attribute? Well, on top of that, this is for the length anyway, so I mean, like, it's not happening. Let's try Google. Houdini for direction. Let's see if there's anything referring that for workflow. So, direction. Jesus fucking slate. Direction. Okay. Is that a thing? Is that its own node? Oh, look at that. There is actually a guide process to do that for me. So I mean, okay, let's just set this back to default. And per scatter, okay. And let's actually try it. So let's do a guide process for direction. Let's see what this goes. And you know what? Let me. Oh, look at that. Let's do the nape. What options do I have? Rotate with skin animations. Uniform direction. X, Y, Z. Let's do negative Y. So I mean, it kind of does something like that, but I mean, is there another way? Oh, look at this fur direction. Whoa. Let's do that 0 again. Look at that. There's a comb tool. Ooh, fancy. But again, that's a bit of a manual process. Excuse me. I just want to know how this is determined. I mean, like, the advert tool. Here is a guide room. Here generate objects. Alternatively, you can create guides on the hair util shelf. Tag guides. This tool is useful because most of the time, you only work with guides in order to set up the initial direction and length of the fur. The curve advect tool is very useful for painting the initial directions. But again, it's like the well, this guide advect, not curve advect. Oh no, this is a curve advect, is it not? Oh, it's a guide advect. So what's a curve advect? Whatever. Anyways, yeah, I mean it's out of whack in the beginning. Anyways, the direction to rotate. UVP. These are point attributes then. So normals of the points. I thought the normals were alright. Wow. Spent a lot of time on this and I really didn't do anything. Just trial and error, which kind of sucks to be honest. But I mean, it is what it is. The only thing, okay, the main most productive thing that I've learned is that fur direction is what's causing this. I just don't know what fur direction is based on. Did I mention anywhere here fur direction? Nope. It's likely character based mesh is. Great techniques. Okay, well, I'm a little bit tired now. I've been streaming for an hour, and at least what I need to figure out is how fur direction is being calculated, and according to this, if there is a better way to get the at least initial fur direction, so that way I'm not getting those weird hairs at the and going through the middle of the scalp. So I'm not going to save a construction this time. Next time, I'm just going to reference this live stream just to figure out where I left off. But um, yeah, okay, it's something good to know because this initial direction is not what I ideally want to be working with. So yeah, I'll visit this another time, and before I do a live stream, I'll do like a quick read on how fur direction is being generated. It's 2:30, and I'm tired, so I am going to hop off. Cool. I will see you guys next time.